Hi, my name is Jill. You are here at Road Culture Rules, and I'm going to go back to a theme that I touched on about a month ago in the arena. And you know, there's some changes coming up. Whether we are going to get swept away in them or not, I don't know, but it's a good time to ask ourselves that question. Where do you stand in the arena as a man or a woman? So we're going to take a deep breath, hold for 4, exhale, and we're going to see you on the other side.
Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best, if he wins, knows the thrills of high achievement, and if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat."
So one of the reasons I'm bringing this up again is that YouTube is getting ready to put in some more policy changes regarding the use of, or the showing, or the talking about of guns in videos. And I think I have 3 or 4 videos that are either it's in the title or it's in the context of the video, or there's some visual images. And obviously that's not the bulk of my channel. And the main point to that policy change is really to just focus on people trying to sell or profit or be explicit in and around the use of guns. But the reason I'm thinking about that is because it's also been talked about that that's just part of a way to start having a legitimate reason to take people's channels down. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know that quite a few people have had their channels taken down regarding the issues of guns. And to me, this isn't an issue about that object. The question that I have for myself is where I stand on this is that it's a First Amendment issue, it's a censorship issue, and how do I want to respond to it? Because the reality is I'm one tiny little channel and I don't have any kind of pull to make a stand against YouTube, but I do have the ability to make the choice for myself about what I would do in response to censorship. And as you know, the things are moving forward, that's getting to be more and more of an issue. As you know, most of us on YouTube have talked a lot about, you know, demonetizing and burying videos that they don't like the actual content of. Meanwhile, you know, making millions and millions of dollars off of everybody else in Hollywood or the acceptable corporate culture that promotes those kinds of things. So it isn't a choice that anybody cares about, or that gets any recognition, or that ends up in the news, or that creates any change out in the world. It is a question I think we all have to ask ourselves. And when I was thinking about, you know, where am I going to stand in the arena on this particular subject, is that, you know, there's different kinds of us. Some of us want to be front and center in the middle of things. Some of us want to be in the bleachers as spectators. And some people just want to be at home and not paying attention to anything at all. And I already know where, as you know, I'm here, right? You already know where I stand. And I have always been, you know, willing to be front and center. For those of you who worked with me, you know that that has been an issue and caused problems. But I pick and choose, you know, where I want to draw my line. But this time, I think that if they do some kind of sweeping policy change where they really just start to turn people's channels off for the slightest, you know, kind of infraction, then I'm just going to let that happen and make other arrangements. So I've decided that that's going to be my line in the sand, that if things change, but I don't think that's just the only line in the sand or where we stand in the arena that's going to be coming up in our future. I mean, this is one of the most exciting times ever to be alive. If you believe in more than one lifetime, you may have heard reference to the fact that in the millions of years, this is one of the most exciting lifetimes ever. There's so much happening, and you can choose to, you know, not pay attention. You can choose to be an observer, or you can be active in it. You know, I think about all the people during the American Revolution who were out somewhere on their farms, not even knowing what was going on, or having to wait months, for information to come through, because we had no way to communicate quickly. You just had to hope somebody told you a story, or the newspaper finally caught up. We get it real time. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So I think it's very exciting. I personally get excited about that kind of thing. And so there's two parts to it. There's how does it affect me, and how do I want to be part of the bigger conversation or the bigger picture to all of this. And it's important, even if your tiny little line in the sand or your arena is an arena of one with nobody looking, it's still part of your personal journey. I mean, that's really what this whole road culture idea is about. It's that we are on a journey, we're traveling. I mean, this is who we are. These are the choices that we get to make. This is the way our soul or our spirit is growing and evolving and changing. And our physical lives, they are just very temporary, but we do take certain things with us. And so I think it's an incredibly exciting time to be alive. I am grateful that I am able to participate at some level. And I can't wait to see what happens, good, bad, or indifferent. My plan is to stay front and center in the arena. Now, the arena may change as a practical application of that. I will always have my website, as long as we have internet, and find different ways to talk and be visible in those ways. But I'm already thinking, what I'm going to do post YouTube, and I really like it. So with that, I just wanted to toss that back at you. It's getting to be a really good time to think about where you stand in the arena of all this. And again, it isn't about being famous. It isn't about anybody else knowing what your decision is, because that's not where the value lies. But I did want to talk about it before April 1st, just in case. Again, I don't think anything's going to happen to my particular channel, but you never know. So if I disappear one day and there was no CME, maybe that's why. So with that, I'm going to take one more deep breath for the road as I hope you'll rise with the sun in your eyes, love in your heart, feet firmly on the ground. This is the survival road that we're walking. So stay human, live free, die wild, and we'll see you next time.